All right, so this is my first impressions of this PDF army for the old world. I did record one for each and every one of the armies that are coming out that are going to be labeled a legacy. Now, if you don't want to wait for them to come out, because I'm going to put them out every couple of days or so, they're all behind the members-only paywall if you want to just watch them all right now. Otherwise, they will be out for you real soon. The Vampire Counts. I expect to play against this army a lot. This is Luca's premier army. My main opponent will be doing a lot of Vampire Count battle-ups in the future. Let's figure out the army composition first. You must have a wizard. 1+ wizard. Also, there's a rule. I talked about, go to page 4 to read this, but your general must be a wizard to hold together the magic that's actually keeping the undead alive and moving. If your general dies, you immediately lose regeneration for all your models that have regeneration based on their undeadness. And then you take crumble tests when your general dies at the end of the phase. He dies and stuff like that. So your army must have a wizard general. You can have a 0-1 vampire count, master necromancer, or Strigoi Ghoul King per 1,000 points in your army. 1 Wight King per 1,000 points in your army. Otherwise, all the characters you want up to 50% as per usual. And core is skeletons, zombies, crypt ghouls, bat swarms, and dire wolves. If your army includes if your army includes a white 0-1 unit of grave guard or blackguard, maybe taken as core, that's kind of cool. And if your general is a Strigoi Ghoul King, 0-1 unit of crypt horrors, maybe taken as core. For allies, we have the Tomb Kings of Cavalry, and I love this, the Empire of Man. However, they are suspicious allies. Just a quick ally chart thing. Tomb Kings of Cavalry essentially will act as part of your army, except for the Kemrians won't use your Battle Center Bearer, though you're undead, can't use your General's Inspiring Presence, and the characters can't cross-join. So otherwise, they act pretty much the same army. Suspicious allies, you never want to do this, but whatever. While you're within 6 inches, I think it's 6 or 8, 6 inches, of suspicious ally from your army, you're -1 leadership. So it's actually really bad to do that, but you can if you want to. All right, let's take a look at these vampires. Actually, I'm going to really quick look at the special rules they have. And we have to, yes, there is one rule we need to look up before we talk about the vampire. So a vampire has a rule called Dark Vitality. Let's look up that, and then we'll go back to the rest of our special rules. We're going to need the important context. I have no idea what this does. Dark Vitality. Models with this special rule are not subject to the death of the general special rule. Okay, so if your general dies, your other vampires aren't going to crumble. Oh, and they won't lose their regeneration should they have any. In addition, unless they have joined a unit that does not have the special rule, they and their mounts may march. Okay, if vampires can mount. They also allow you to march, and you don't care about the general dying as much as other things, right? Okay, so a vampire count is 160 points. A vampire thrall is 75 points. We're going to talk about the vampire count. Is movement 6, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness 5, 3 wounds, initiative 6, as elven initiative, 4 attacks, and leadership only 8. Okay, you're undead, you care about leadership less, but the thrall, I want to point out, is strength 5, important to know. So the vampire may be a wizard, see below. A vampire that has a wizard knows spells from either dark magic, illusion, or necromancy. Makes sense? Let's see, how do you become a wizard? So you're 160 points for this vampire with combat stats. 30 points to make him level 1. 60 points to make him a level 2 instead of level 1. And 100 points of magic items. So a vampire can be just a level 2. I'm sure there's going to be more powerful wizards in a second. They have the flammable special rule, which means, they have regeneration 5+. So because they have flammable, if they're hit by flaming attacks, they don't get their regeneration. Lore of Undeath and Necromantic Undead. Oh, I forgot to read that rule. We'll go check that out. And Indomitable too. So if they do have to crumble, so Necromantic Undead will explain all this. Undead crumble instead of taking regular break checks. So they lose wounds according to the combat resolution they lost by. The vampire is Indomitable 2, so you subtract 2 from the amount of wounds they lose. That's actually really good. Let's check out the lore of Undeath, and if there's any other rules under Necromantic Undead we need to know. Lore of Undeath. We got 3 spells. We have Van Hell's Dan's Macabre. So remember, I'm going to rephrase this, but you probably know all by now. Whichever lore spells you pick, you roll your spells, you get your spells as normal, and then you may swap one of those spells for the signature spell in that lore, or a lore that you will have, which is Lore of Undeath. All 3 of these spells are signature spells, so you swap one of your spells for one of these 3 spells, or the signature from your actual lore that you rolled on. So Van Howell's Dan's Macabre. It's an enchantment with 2 casting values, 8 and 12, with a range of 12. If you cast on 8 or more, target friendly unit gains a D3 modifier to one of its following characteristics to a maximum of 10. If you roll 12 or more, it's D3 to 2 of the following characteristics to a maximum of 10. So you increase movement, weapon skill, or initiative by D3. Not bad. Hellish Vigor is another enchantment with a casting value of a 7 or 10. It's got range self, though. If the spell is cast with a casting value of 7 or more, a single friendly unit that has a Necromantic Undead special rule within the caster's command range gains the reserves rule. If you cast on a 10 plus, it's all the models. So it's basically the same as the Tomb King's. I forget what theirs is called. They have the exact same spell. And then we have Raise Dead. It's an enchantment with a casting value of 10, range of 12. Place a unit of I was hoping to see this, of a D6 plus 4 risen zombies on the battlefield anywhere completely within 12 of this model, but not within 1 inches of enemy units. This unit cannot declare charge this turn. So a risen zombie, I'm assuming, they're printing the stats here, so maybe the stats are slightly different. A risen zombie is movement 4, weapon skill 2, strength toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 initiative, 1 attack, leadership 2. They have Necromantic Undead and regeneration 6+. Skirmishers. Oh, okay. And the Newly Dead special rule. All right, let's keep in mind the Newly Dead. I'm pretty sure it's going to be printed underneath the zombies, but these risen zombies are skirmishers. And they never count for victory points. The Newly Dead's right here. So when resurrecting fallen, a unit with this special rule can be taken beyond its starting range. Okay, there's a way to resurrect models, which we haven't seen yet. I'm assuming it's like the Tomb Kings where you can do it in the command phase, but you can add more to zombies than they started with. Necromantic Undead gives you fear, immune psychology, unbreakable, and unstable. And a unit without the special rule can't join a unit with the special rule, and vice versa. Okay, we have a pretty good context here. So vampires, pretty beefy fighters, only level 2. You can get, a Thrall can carry a BSB, Indomitable D3, exactly like the Tomb King one. So undead banners don't operate like everybody else's banners because they don't work the same. It allows you to reroll any failed leadership test within the banner's command range, which I think is 12. And they reduce the number of wounds they lose due to unstable by D3, but does not stack with Indomitable. Necromancers is a level 3 wizard. There's a level 1 version, level 3 version. We're going to talk about the level 3 version, obviously. Level 3 is 130 points. Movement 4, strength 3, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 3, 2 attacks, leadership 8. May take dark illusion or necromancy. Maybe level 4 for additional 30 points. Indomitable 1, Dark Vitality, Invocation to Heck, Lore of Undeath, Necromantic Undead, Regeneration 5+. Dark Vitality is not printed here. So we're going to scroll back down to that, and then we're going to look up Invocation to Heck, which was printed, but we've already scrolled it. Dark Vitality. Models with this special rule are not subject to the death of the general. Oh, okay. And we already talked about that one. Necromancers can march and don't care when the general dies. But they are undead. So Invocation of the Heck. During the command and sub-phase of their turn, if this model is not engaged in combat, this character may attempt to resurrect the fallen by making a leadership test using their own leadership. If the test is passed, a single friendly unit that has the Necromantic Undead special rule within 12 of this character recovers a number of lost wounds. However, magic repairing great undead beasts is much harder than raising zombies from the dirt. Therefore, how many wounds are recovered depends on the unit type you are trying to, bring models back to. So if the troop type is regular infantry or heavy infantry, it recovers wizard caster level plus D3. If it's swarm, light cav, or war beasts, it's equal to the character's level of wizardry plus 1. If it's monsters infantry, heavy cav, monstrous cav, light chariot, Number of wounds equal to the character wizard level. That's not that big of a nerf. So it's always going to be 4 because you're going to have a level 4, right? 4 or more. And if it's heavy chariot, monstrous creature, behemoth, or war machine, it only recovers 1 wound. All right, necromancers, going to have them. Now, if you fail your test, remember it is a leadership test. So if you're within range of your battle center bearer, which I think are going to be an auto include in vampire counts moving forward, it allows you to reroll this. What's it called? Summoning test? Invocation of Nehek. It allows you to reroll if you're within the range of your banner. Your BSB, sorry. Yeah, stop using lingo. The battle standard bearer. If you buy a vampire, upgrade him to your battle standard bearer. He's near your necromancer, and he fails his invocation of Nehek test. You get to reroll it. So probably worth bringing for several reasons. You never used to bring one in the past, really. The Strigoi Ghoul King is only 145 points. He is movement 6, weapon skill 6, strength toughness 5, 3 wounds, initiative 7, 5 attacks, leadership 8. He has a hand weapon. He may be a wizard, level 1 for 30 points. He may be level 2 for 60 points. He can take battle magic, dark magic, and necromancy. He has a dark vitality, so he doesn't care what the general does. He's flammable, hatred, everything, indomitable 1, lore of undeath, necromantic undead, poison attacks, regeneration 5+, and the hunger. The new rule here, the hunger. At the end of the combat phase in which this character inflicted 1 or more unsaved wounds, roll a d6. On a roll of 6, this character recovers a single lost wound. However, so great is the character's hunger that whenever they and the unit they have joined make a pursuit roll, only roll a d6 rather than 2d6. Oh, boo. Oh, Karen Wraith character. 50 points. Movement 6, strength toughness 3, 3 wounds, initiative 2, 2 attacks, and leadership 6. Ethereal, which means you need magic attacks to hurt it. Indomitable 1, undead. Regeneration 6+. Ooh, it comes with terror. Has a spectral scythe. Has strength user, which is strength 3. But it's magic attacks, multiple wounds, D3. No armor saves are permitted. Okay, you know what? If we're power gaming, I'm going to go to the back to the top of this document and check the stipulations on how many of these you can bring. Now, just the only stipulation is you must be within 50% of your army points value. Okay, without reading the rest of this book, if we're power gaming, you're going to buy a Karen Wraith for every unit that you want in combat because of terror. So terror, when you lose combat against a unit with terror, you take your break test at -1 leadership. On top of all the terror rules. Terror is like my favorite rule currently in this edition. That is worth a 50-point upgrade, and he's ethereal. So you need magic attacks to hurt him. All right, Wights are 85 points for a Wight King. A Wight Lord is only 40 points. A Wight Lord's toughness 5. Keep that in mind. But we're going to talk about the King. The King is 85 points for movement 4, weapon skill 5, strength and toughness 5, 3 wounds, initiative 4, 3 attacks, and leadership 9. Maybe mounted on a horse, lance, comes with heavy armor, get a great weapon, all the kind of typical things you'd expect on a knight-like character. Indomitable 1, killing blow, necromantic undead, and regeneration 5+. Remember, regeneration is a save rolled after ward save. So you take armor save, ward save if you have it, then regeneration. So it's pretty good. Wight Banner. A Wight Lord that has been upgraded to be your battle standard bearer replaces the hold your ground rule with the version below. Friendly units with the battle standard bearer's command range re-rolled failed leadership tests. In addition, friendly units with the battle standard bearer's command range. Oh, okay, so same as the Tomb King one. While within range of your BSB, you crumble D3 less, or you lose D3 less models due to unstable, and you reroll leadership tests. Talking about that invocation to heck from your Necromancer earlier. Reroll a test. Oh, you know what? On the Necromancer, to backtrack a second, we should probably talk about the level 1 version, which was 60 points. You can make them level 2 for another 30 points, so 90 points. But because of the invocation of the heck rule, I can totally see a bunch of level 1 Necromancers walking around just for the purposes of resurrecting. Stay tuned for this channel as Luca figures that out, how many Necromancers are the appropriate amount of Necromancers. He loves the undead. So we'll see how many Necromancers he ends up bringing, or cosplayers, as he likes to call them. Tomb Banshees are 90 points. Ethereal, Indomitable 1, Magical Attacks, Undead, Regeneration 6+, Terror, and Wailing Dirge. Wailing. So they give up their the same thing as a Karen Wraith, but they give up their 3 no armor save attacks that do D3 wounds. Man, that's good. They gain the Wailing Dirge special rule instead, and it costs 40 points more. Okay, what does Wailing Dirge do? What kind of scream is this lady going to do to us? I'm going to roll down and try to find it. Probably near the bottom here. Nope. Wailing Dirge. Okay. During the shooting phase of its turn, unless it's marched in the preceding movement phase, a model with this special rule may make a Wailing Dirge attack. A Wailing Dirge may target enemy unit that is within 8 of this model, including units that are engaged in combat. And control line sight too. The model must make a leadership test with a -2 modifier to leadership characteristic. If the test is failed, the target suffers a number of wounds equal to the amount it's failed by, with no armor saves or regenerations allowed. Ward saves as normal. Okay, that's pretty good. Is that because the Karen Wraith is so cheap at only 50 points? That's probably the better one, but I think the Banshee seems pretty sweet as well. Grave Guard. Okay, heavy infantry, so it can only be disrupted by unit strength 10 or more. Movement 4, weapon skill 3, strength toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 3, 1 attack, leadership 7, 11 points on model. Heavy armor and shields. Without reading any more about these guys, awesome. Strength toughness 4 with a 4-up armor save for 11 points on model. Heck yeah. They have cleaving blow, which means 6s to hit are effectively it's like killing blow, but only does 1 wound. So 6 is to wound. No armor or regeneration save. Close order, indomitable 1, so they crumble 1 less. Undead and regeneration 6+. Okay, 0 to 1 unit for 1,000 points made by the implacable defense special rule for 1 point per model. A unit with the special rule that's arrayed in close order formation that is equipped with and chooses to use shields may choose to not give ground should it lose combat. Oh, it's like the Necromancer failing special rule. However, if the winning side significantly outnumbers the losing side, it will overwhelm the loser. If the unit strength of the winning side is more than twice that the other losing side, this unit cannot use a special rule. I was talking to Scary about the Tomb Kings, and he's like, the Necromancer phalanx buy it every time. So that's what this rule is. So it's probably a good idea to do. Either way, forget that. This unit is strength and toughness 4 with heavy armor and shield for 11 points a model. This is a solid heck yeah. Skeleton Warriors are going to be a baseline chumps, only 5 points a model. Weapon skill 2, strength toughness 3, initiative 2, 1 attack, leadership 5. They have their undead. They have horde, so 1 more combat resolution than normal. So they can claim 1 more than normal. Regeneration 6+. Okay, 5 points. Just chumps that don't run away. They may buy thrusting spears for 1 point. What you probably want to do, I kind of have his mindset right now. Check with me again in 6 months if I still believe this. But if you can buy a spear in the old world. Zombies, however... damn it. Johnny Payne's in the room. Johnny Payne. Zombies are 3 points. Zombies are 3 points. Zombies are 3 points a model. It means we're just going to spam zombies like crazy. No, they're unit size 20+. Skeletons are 10+, but zombies are unit size 20+. So if 60 points for undead, they are going to lose models, but 3 points a model. Okay, it's probably fine. Let's talk about zombies at weapon skill 2, strength toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 initiative 1, 1 attack, leadership 2. If the general dies, they're going to crumble. Otherwise, they can have a standard bearer and musician, close order, horde, undead, regeneration 6+, and newly dead, so that the necromancers can add more zombies to the unit that they started with. But they're 3 points a model. Buy a lot of zombies, everybody. Crypt ghouls are 9 points a model. Undead, open order, regeneration 6+. They are poison attacks. They have reserve move. That's awesome. And they're skirmishers. Okay, so movement 5. Awesome. So faster than normal things. Weapon skill 3, strength 3, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 3, 2 attacks, leadership 5. I'm liking ghouls. 9 points a model gives you 2 poison attacks. They're toughness 4 with regeneration. They have reserve, move, and skirmish. Skirmish means they well, not only move skirmish, but they have 360 line of your sight, right? And they move again. They're fast. So undead can't march, right? But they don't care because we have reserve move, which is just better than march. You never have to test for it. Okay. Crypt ghouls might be pretty solid. Crypt horrors, however, are 46 points a model. Movement 6, strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds, initiative 2, 3 attacks, leadership 5. Monstrous infantry, and they are basically 3 strength 4, AP 1 poison attacks. Not bad. They have 1 stomp, and they have move through cover and indomitable 1. This squad is probably pretty good. Bat swarms are on 40 by 40 millimeter bases. Unit size is 2+. I like that. 39 points per model for strength and toughness 2, however. Oh, this is bat swarms. I was thinking fell bats. So bat swarms. So 5 wounds and 5 attacks. They fly 7 and they have regeneration and skirmish. Vargeist are 61 points a model. Movement 6, strength 5, toughness 4, 3 wounds apiece. Initiative 4, sweet. 3 attacks and leadership 7. Again, 40 by 40 millimeter base. Unit size 2+. Interesting. You make 1 of our Gargoyle for 7 points. Great. Armor Bane 2. Okay, so their attacks are strength 5, AP 2. With Armor Bane 2. Oh, and they can march because you have Dark Vitality. You don't care about the general die. Oh, because they're vampiric. They don't have vampiric, but they're vampires, essentially. They're flammable, so they'll lose their 6 of regeneration against flaming attacks. Fly 9. Ooh, they have Frenzy. Ooh, they got... Okay, so Frenzy means you got to charge. Indomitable 1, so they crumble 1 less. And they're skirmishers. Ooh, they're Frenzy with skirmishers. This is a stupidly unreliable unit. I don't foresee Luca using these guys much at all. But I'm going to force them at least once to see how they do. Bellbats. Oh, here's what I was looking for. Okay, these are movement 1, but they fly 10. They're 15 points a model. 2 wounds apiece, strength toughness 3, 2 attacks, leadership 3. They have hand weapons, undead, regeneration 6+, skirmishers. Okay, so they can't march, but they fly 10. They're 15 points a model. They're going to be able to go hunt enemy war machines if war machines are going to be a problem for you. Spirit hosts, movement 6, strength toughness 3, 4 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 4. They have a rule called bound spirits. They're ethereal, so you need magical attacks to hurt them. They have their own magical attacks. They're undead. They have open order. And regeneration of 6+, and reserve move. Oh, they have reserve move. It means they can move 12 inches a turn, reliably. All right, bound spirits. Unlike other swarms, this unit is not subject to the undisciplined rule. In other words, this unit can use the inspiring presence rule of the army's general and hold your ground of the battle standard. Nice. But they are unit size 2+. No longer can you have 1 spirit swarm off on his own. You know what? That's a good unit. Oh, no. Well, you have to have 2, right? So now it's 98 points minimum. But that's 8 ethereal wounds. Pretty much the only way they're going to die is through crumble, through unstable tests from charging something that they shouldn't have. I wonder how often we're going to use them. I think probably a solid sum. They're going to be really good at... Oh, they're going to be really good. They're going to be good at tying up enemy monsters. But so is the entire Vampire Count army. So I guess that's not really that big of a boon. Blood Knights, they're only 39 points. Weapon skill 5, strength and toughness 4, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 7. They have heavy armor, lances, and shields, barded war horses, so 3 up armor save. They have accursed weapons, close order, counter charge, nice. Dark vitality, great. First charge, great. Flammable for their 6 regeneration. Indomitable 1, martial pride, undead, and swift stride. We have 2 new rules to learn here. The Castellan can take a vampiric power. Oh, those are like upgrades that you can take for models outside of magic items. And he has 25 points of magic items as well. Any model can replace their heavy armor with full plate armor, getting into a 2-up armor save, but that's 5 points per model. That takes them to, what, 44 points per model? I probably would do it every time. All right, let's take a look at the cursed weapon special rule. A hand weapon carried by this model with a special rule has a magical attack special rule and armor piercing 1. So I want to double check. Johnny Payne walked away with my rule book. I want to double check just to make sure that when you use a lance, you switch to your hand weapon afterwards. One of my favorite part of doing all these review videos is the part of the video where I inevitably go into the rule book to look up weapons and can't find the section. Found it. Let's see. Lances. Model with a troop type Cav or monster only. A lance can only be used during a turn in which a wielder charged. In subsequent turns, if the wielder did not charge, it uses its hand weapon instead. Okay, good. So on the charge, you use your lance. On every other turn of combat, you use your strength 4 AP1 magical attacks. Not bad for a model with 2 attacks per. And they do not have. I thought they used to have frenzy in the past, so no frenzy. Every model and unit of Blood Knights can issue and accept challenge the same manner as a character. However, you can't refuse a challenge. That's their martial pride rule. Okay, I like Blood Knights. I like Blood Knights actually a lot. Black Knights. I've always liked Black Knights. Luke has been a little iffy on them. Let's see if they're going to be pretty good. 24 points apiece. Heavy armor and shield. They can buy barding for 2 points per model and buy lances for 2 points per model. So they're probably going to buy both those things. So you're going to be 28 points per model. They're heavy cav. What do they got here? We have cleaving blow for the knights. So 6s to wound. No armor save, no regeneration save. Close order first charge, which is awesome. Remember, that's the thing where the first time you charge in a game, your opponent is disrupted. Regeneration 6 plus a Swiss stride. All right, so they're cheap. They're cheap, strength and toughness 4, heavy cav. Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. I will use them, though I'm liking the ghouls so much that I'm going to try to make an all ghoul list again. It's time to take my new Flesh of Your Court army and place it on the new movement trays from Mini Wargaming. Go to miniwargamingforge.com to buy all your movement trays. If you have a round-based army, you can convert them over. Dire Wolves are next. 8 points a model for movement 9. They have hand weapons, regeneration. Oh, they got reserve move. Amazing. Slavering, charge, and vanguard. Swift stride, all that kind of stuff. During a turn in which this model charges, +1 strength. So strength 4 on the charge. Otherwise, it's just, human stat combat-wise. So movement 9, strength toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 3, 1 attack, but leadership 3. 8 points a model, but you have vanguard, so move at the start of the game, and you get to move at the end of every shooting phase. They're going to be good at hunting down lone characters, war machines, things like that. Hex Raids. Okay, we can do a unit. Oh, no, these are the cavalry guys. Okay, so strength toughness 3, initiative 2, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 5. They have great weapons, and they're on horses. They are ethereal, so you need magical attacks to hurt them. Their attacks are flaming. They fly 8. They have magical attacks. They're open order, so free pivot after they move. Regeneration 6+. Spectral Reaper, Swift Stride, and Terror. Every time Terror comes up, I say this again. Terror is an amazing rule this edition. Not only does it do regular Terror things, so test when you get charged and stuff like that, but if you lose combat and you're in base contact with the unit with one or more models with Terror, -1 to your leadership test when you do the break test. Terror is amazing. Okay, Spectral Reapers. A unit with this special rule may perform a Spectral Reaper attack against a single enemy unit that is not engaged in combat. To do so, you must move by flying over a unit in which to attack during the remaining move sub phase. The enemy unit suffers a single strength 4 hit with no armor saves permitted. It's flaming magical. Okay, cool. It's not that big. It's a cool little bonus thing. But the fact that this is a ethereal combat, ethereal cav unit. So this unit here has no. They can't buy banners or anything like that. So if your opponent has a cav unit coming up your flank, like maybe you're playing against Empire and there's a unit of like 3 Demigryph Knights coming up your flank they're very, very powerful in combat. Send your Hex Wraith right at them. Your Hex Wraiths will fight them all day long with their great weapons, and they're going to win that fight every turn. Yeah, Hex Wraiths are looking pretty sweet for 31 points per model. Now, obviously, Hex Wraiths are going to be very susceptible to being charged in the flank. You don't want to lose combat res, or not combat res. You don't want to lose, well, I guess combat res. Being charged in the flank, it's +1, extra attacks. But you just don't want to lose combat because you didn't. I'm using my words incorrectly. You don't want to lose models due to unstable because of combat res your opponent throws in at you. But you can hold up units pretty well with these Hex Wraiths. 10 of them will be 310 points. Would that be overbearing? Maybe. Maybe, I guess, to buy some Hex Wraiths. The Coven Throne. I haven't thought about this in forever. You know what? I've had a Coven Throne forever, and I have never once used it on this channel. So is this an upgrade? This is an upgrade for a character. It's a heavy chariot with strength toughness 5 and 5 wounds. It's going to cost 210 points to mount this thing. Dark Vitality, first charged, fly 8, Ghoulish Glamour. We'll read that in a second. Impact hits like a heavy chariot, d6 +1, large target, undead, random attack, spirit. D6 strength 3 extra attacks. All that is. Regeneration 6+, and Scrying Pool. It has armor save of 4+. Let's see if this thing is going to be worth it. Oh, wow, okay. It has D6 strength 3 attacks from its like spirit horde that's pulling it, and then 4 more strength 5 attacks from the Pallid Handmaidens. Okay. Ghoulish Glamour. Enemy units must make a leadership test before making any rolls to hit against this model during the combat phase. If you fail, only rolls of natural 6 will hit. That's like super old fear, but better. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Scrying Pool. Even if engaged in combat, this model can cast the following bound spell with power level of 2. It's an enchantment with casting value of 9, range of self. Until your next start of turn subphase, this model may reroll any rolls to hit of natural 1. All right, cool. As a whole, it's not wowing me. Let's see who can mount this thing. Does it say? Actually, I might have. It doesn't say on this section. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to assume it's under the mount section, which is normally not put there for these. I'm going to assume a vampire can ride it, because if not, I'm going to be upset. Okay, it's for vampires. So vampires can mount this thing. To give your vampire effectively toughness 5 and a 4-up armor save with 5 more wounds could be worth 210 points. I don't know. I'm not wowed by the Coven Throne, but we gotta try it out eventually, right? I've had it forever. The Mortis engine is next. Same stats, except for there's 3 Banshees instead of 2 the Vampire Thralls. So the same Spirit Horde attacks, but 3 Strength 3 Banshee attacks. Strength Toughness 5, 5 wounds. Heavy Chariot, 4 armor save. Special rules, we have Cursed Reliquary, Blasphemous Tome, first charge, fly 8, impact hits d6 +1, it has the Wailing Dirge. It can also scream at you like the Banshee we talked about earlier. All right, so a Cursed Reliquary. Oh, this thing can be a mount for a Necromancer, which I would probably do just to give him +5 wounds and that sweet toughness 5. While within the model's command range, friendly units with the Necromantic Undead rule gain a +1 modifier to their movement and initiative. I like that. It's worth it right there for me. Blasphemous Tome. All wizards, friend or foe, may apply a +1 modifier to any casting roll while within this model's command range. However, if any wizard miscasts while within this model's command range, they must roll twice on the miscast table and apply both results. Hell, I'll do it. I like it. I'm using it. The Corpse Cart is a heavy chariot. Okay. Strength toughness 4 and 4 wounds. It's 115 points. 2d6 zombie attacks and 1 more strength 3 attack from the Corpse Master. You can have a whip or cav spear. You can have a baleful brazier or warped tinabulation. Tinabulation John,
Yeah.
tintinabulation. Ever heard of a word or even saw something like that? Warped Tintin. Restless Dead. Oh, that's the random attacks thing. Never mind. Reversion 6+. Warped Tintin.
Oh my
It's 15-point upgrade.
Tintinabulation.
Warped Tintin. I think it's the guy from the comic, right? The Baleful Brazier is a 10-point upgrade. It gives enemy wizards that are within 15 of one or more models of this special rule when attempting to cast a spell, increase the spell casting value by 1. Increase the casting value that they need by 1. Oh, that's not bad for 10 points. It's only 15 inch range though. Or you can buy the Warped Tintin for 15 points. When a friendly unit within 15 of this model recovers a number of lost wounds due to a character using the invocation of the Hex special rule D6. On a 4+, the unit recovers 1 additional wound. In addition, friendly units within 15 of this model reduce the number of wounds lost due to unstable rule by 1. Wow, that's so good. Note that this is commutative to Indomitable X. Expect to see a lot of these on the table when you play against your Vampire Count friends. We all love them. Luca, I'm going to break the one that I have so you can't use it. The Black Coach is a 200-point, Strength 5, Toughness 6, Wounds 4 heavy chariot. Close order, first charge, impact takes D6+2. Indomitable 1. It'll be effectively Indomitable 2 because everybody will have corpse carps everywhere. Magical attacks, undead, 6 regeneration, Spectral Coach special rule. Ooh, and terror. Okay. Spectral Coach. The Black Coach is not wholly corporeal. To represent this, the Black Coach may become incorporeal during the command phase of his turn and will remain incorporeal until the start of your next phase. Whilst incorporeal, a Black Coach loses impact hits D6+2, so you lose your impact hits, but gains ethereal in fly 10. That is cool. That's cool. I'm never going to go... Maybe you do. Oh, man. This is so different than anything we've ever had in the past. This is going to take some playtesting. Definitely got to get one now. This thing goes on a 50 by 100 millimeter. Okay, that makes sense. The Spectral Scythe of the... Oh, it's the weapon that the wraiths get. So you'll have 2 strength 3 attacks that are magical and no armor saves against it. Warden or Regeneration. So 2 strength 3 attacks, no armor saves. But it can gain ethereal and fly 10 until your next turn, which I think you would do right away. Make it ethereal and fly. Get into proper position at the start of your turn. You make, it's corporeal now, and now I'm charging you. I really like the Black Coach. Zombie Dragon. It's going to be effectively toughness 6. Strength 6, +1 toughness, +5 wounds. 5 strength 6 attacks that are AP2. Pestilent Breath is strength 2, AP3. That's it. It's not bad though, it's AP3. Fly 9, Undead, Stomp D6, got Terror, counts as full plate armor. Carrion Feeder special rule. Enemy units engaged in combat with this model suffer a -1 to their initiative characteristic. Okay. The Zombie Dragon is initiative 2. But it's not that expensive. It's 195 points. It's not terrible. It's pretty good. Pretty standard dragon. The Terrorgeist is 185 points though. Strength 5, toughness 6, 6 wounds, 4 initiative 3 attacks, leadership 4. Fly 9, Indomitable 1, Infested, Undead, Regeneration 5+, Stomp D6, it's a Behemoth, Terror, Wailing Dirge. Oh, it has its own Wailing Dirge, so does that Scream attack at -2, take wounds. It is 4 Strength 5 AP1 attacks with Armor Bane 1 and Poison attacks. It also has a Rancid Maw. One of the attacks must be made at Strength 5 AP2, Armor Bane 1 with multiple wounds 2, not bad. And if it's a character, it can be character mount as well. Infested. When this model loses its last wound, every unit in base contact with it, friend or foe, suffers D6 Strength 2 hits with AP of 1. Okay. Terror seems pretty good. The Abyssal Terror is back. Monstrous creature. Gives you +1 toughness and +4 wounds. Gives you fly 9. It's 120 points. It's your little baby dragon. It's 3 strength 5 attacks for AP2. It has a poisonous tail to do one of those attacks at strength 5 AP nothing, but strikes first. Just basic stuff. It's like Pegasus, but better. All right, here we go. Hard body. The Vargulf is up. 140 points. Strength, movement 8. Strength toughness 5, 4 wounds. Initiative 4, 4 attacks, leadership 4. It's 4 strength 5 attacks or AP 2. Ooh, it has light armor, whatever. Bestial Fury, close order, counter charge, awesome. Dark Vitality, awesome. It's flammable, regeneration 5 plus. Indomitable 1, undead, Swiss Ride, and terror. All that for 140 points. I'm loving hard body, bro. Bestial Fury. Enemy units cannot claim a bonus for combat results for being engaged in the mall's flank or rear. Bring the Vargulfs. That's all the units. Well, so flammable works differently in this edition. So, okay,
So flaming matters a little more now.
It just turns off their regeneration if they have flammable.
Like 5 that it works on now.
6 in the entire game. No, it's still more than that. Vampiric powers. Curse of the Revenant. 50 points or plus 1 wound. What do we want to read here? 35 points to gain fly, but can't join a unit. Dark Acolyte, 30 points. A vampire gains the invocation of the Hex special rule. Oh, I'd buy that. This counts as level 1 wizard. Master of the Black Arts. The vampire may only be taken by a vampire count that is level 2. Or a vampire that's level 1. Increases their wizard level by 1. What? Or a vampire that is level 1 wizard. Okay, so you can make a vampire thrall level 2 for 30 points. But more importantly, you can make your vampire a level 3, but not level 4. 30 points. It counts as his vampiric power. No, here's the better one. 20 points, vampire gains terror. Take that every time. Supernatural horror, 20 points. And then we have Lord of the Night for 15 points. During the command subphase of turn, the vampire may attempt to resurrect fallen creatures of the night by making a leadership test. Oh, it's okay. So you can heal Fellbats, Bat Swarms, Dire Wolves within 12. They get D6 lost wounds back. Instead of it's like the Raised Dead, but it's for the beastly type things. All right, let's look at magic items. We got the Frostblade, 60 points, killing blow, magical attacks, strength user, no AP. Any enemy model that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from the Frostblade must immediately make a toughness test. If it's failed, they gain strikes last and reduce their initiative characteristics for 1 for the remainder of the game. That's not worth 60 points. That's not worth it at all. Sword of Kings for 55 points, strength plus 1, AP 1, killing blow, magical attacks. The Sword of Kings strikes killing blow if they roll natural 5 or 6 when making a roll to wound. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you're probably going to be fighting at strength 6, AP 1, but 5 or 6, no save, no regeneration, outright kills the model. That's really good. We have a Dread Lance. It's a lance with magical attacks. You paid 40 points for a lance that has magical attacks and a reroll to hit when you charge. I'm not seeing the Black Cloak anymore. We have the Flayed Hauberk, I can't say that word. A suit of heavy armor, which may be worn by a wizard without penalty. Oh, it's basically right here. In addition, the wearer has a 6-up ward against any wound suffered. I'm going to go with that's a solid no. Ooh, the Von Karstein ring. Vampires only, single use. When the wearer of the Von Karstein ring loses their last wound, roll a d6. On a roll of 2+, the wound is not lost. Okay, that's not terrible in the context of this game. Crown of the Damned. The Crown of the Damned gives the wearer a 4-up ward save against any wound suffered. However, due to the wailing spirits trapped within the crown, the wearer is also subject to stupidity. It's 35 points. Now, to get a 4-up ward save, it typically costs you about 70 points. That's probably... No, the characters are like leadership 8, so they could end up failing the stupidity check. But they get to re-roll them with another banner. Oh, no. Stupidity is not leadership, right? We gotta check stupidity real quick. 178. Yep. Oh. I have to scroll back up to see how the banners work. like the BSBs. So they work differently for the undead. They allow you to reroll all leadership tests. But maybe the wording is slightly different. I'm not sure. Friendly units within the Battle Standard Bearer's command range may reroll any failed leadership test. In addition, friendly units, blah, blah, blah. So any failed leadership test. Stupidity. Take a test at the start of turn subphase. To make a stupidity test, test against the unit's leadership characteristic. I wonder if the phrase leadership test is clarified. Leadership tests are clarified on page 97. Because if the BSB works against this is an auto-include item for most lists, right? Leadership tests. At various times, a model or unit might be called upon to make a leadership test or otherwise test against their leadership. Okay, so yeah, so the Battle Standard Bearer would allow you to reroll the stupidity checks that you gained from this magic item, which was, what was it called again? Crown of the Damned. Now keep in mind, for other armies, that only applies to the undead. Only undead get to reroll this one. What else we got? We have the Banner of the Burrows is still here. It's 65 points for White Lord only. During the combat phase, a unit carrying the Banner of the Burrows may roll a hit roll of 3. Makes a roll of 3+. Always successful regardless of the weapon skill. So you always hit on 3s. That's probably worth. It's probably worth 65 points. Interesting. The Drakenhof Banner is 50 points. A unit carrying the Drakenhof Banner has its Regeneration X special ability increased by 1. That's auto-include banner, I think. Everything has Regeneration 6+, giving a unit Regeneration 5+. More importantly, any character in the unit will have a Regeneration 4+. That's an amazing banner. The Screaming Banner is here. When making a leadership test due to fear. When an enemy unit makes a leadership test due to fear caused by a unit carrying the Screaming Banner, it must roll an extra d6 and discard the lowest. That, in my experience right now, is a test you very rarely make. So, unless things change, I'm not seeing that one being all that valuable. But you know what? Luca will definitely playtest that and find out, and we'll get back to you. Standard of Hellish Vigor for 40 points. A unit carrying the Standard of Hellish Vigor gains the reserve move special rule. Love that. I love that rule. I don't know where to use it in this book yet, but I love reserve move. I think reserve terror and reserve move are like my favorite rules in this edition. Oh, there's more. What's worth talking about? Something called the Hand of Dust. I'm going to read that one. 35 points. Necromancers only. Balance spell, power level 2. Every time you use it, roll die on a 1. It crumbles and can't be used ever anymore. Assailment, casting value 9. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. The target enemy unit suffers 2d6 strength 5 hits, AP 1. I'll use it. Cloak of Mist and Shadows. Necromancers whose troop type is infantry only. You gain the ethereal special rule. Not bad. Spell Familiar. One more spell. Anything else? What's the Skull Staff do? 50 points. The bearer of the Skull Staff increases their dispel range by 3. And when attempting a wizardly dispel, apply a +1 modifier. That's pretty good too. Vampire counts are looking pretty fun. Am I going to call them overpowered? Heck no. I think they're probably in a pretty decent spot. I don't feel bad playing against this, and actually this is actually making me want to play them too. I want to play some ghouls. That's good. I love reading documents. So I'll play all of the old world armies. The Vampire Count's an army that I own a massive Vampire Count army. I don't like playing them. I never have liked playing them. I built them back in the days of 7th edition when the game was like, they were kind of like really strong. So power gamer in my youth. Don't really like their playstyle anymore. This is making me want to play them. That's kind of cool. Very excited for the Vampire Counts and my new Soulblight army that gets converted into Vampire Counts.